Hello and good afternoon. I'm Tony Jashanmal, member of the Jashanmal family, which has been in the Gulf since 1919, starting with Iraq and continuing on basically down the Gulf in its operations. The company has been basically in the business of importing goods and services needed by the people, and especially as development started in the Gulf, with the advent of oil, of course. The business started in 1919 in Iraq and expanded down to Kuwait in 1933 with the advent of oil in Kuwait, when more oil was needed around the world. The oil development carried on to Bahrain and then further down the rest of the Gulf. In 1953, it was that Sheikh Rashid of Dubai, God bless his soul, was visiting Bahrain, and the then ruler of Bahrain, Sheikh Salman, was showing Sheikh Rashid the fairly developed town already of Bahrain. And when he brought him to our department store in Bahrain, Sheikh Rashid had a conversation with my uncle who was there and expressed to him that the introduction of our shop into Dubai would be beneficial, and he would like to see that happen, and therefore this is how we started our operations in Dubai in 1956. After that, we carried on to Abu Dhabi in 1963, but we are here today to talk about the business and the trade and the development of the import-export from Dubai, and the help and the facility and facilitation the introduction of Jafza has done for our business. Prior to Jafza, I would say that means up to the mid-1960s or 70s, the late 60s, our warehousing was first, as in usual when the cities are very small. Our department store was the main part of the building, and we used to have the residence of the Jashanmal family member above the department store, and the warehousing took up a large space, usually behind at the back part of this building. As the cities expanded and the roads expanded and more space was needed for important things in the center, warehousing was built quite randomly around the outskirts of the city. I remember our first warehouses after the one behind the store was in Arawir. And that was one which actually was also given on a long lease by the government. And then as the town grew further, we had a warehouse in Al-Quoz, which we were renting, just like we had a warehouse in Sharjah as well, which was also being rented. So it was only in the mid-60s that we started owning or purchasing and owning our own warehouses. And this, of course, culminated in having a better and organized space in Jafza when the facilities there opened up. Now, our way of importing and selling our goods was that we wanted to centralize and our imports from around the world in one place, and then distribute them to the different parts of the Gulf where we had our businesses. So we were very, very thankful, and we were very happy when Jafza came up and built the duty-free zone, which facilitated the flow of traffic and the flow of goods into the Gulf and around the Gulf. By being a free zone, the shipping itself developed, and the big shipping companies like Maersk and AOL and the big Chinese and Japanese companies started using Jafza as the place where they would bring their big, as they called them, motherships to Jafza and to Dubai, and from here sending them to the other places in the MENA region on smaller ships. This was a great help for us, as we were importing products from a lot of companies from the UK and the rest of Europe. So we could buy from many manufacturers in the same country, consolidate these goods in that country, bring them all together in those big ships down to Dubai, and then be able to distribute them from here to the other places. Of course, to do this properly, you needed warehouses to stock all the goods which were coming in from all the places before they were distributed to the others. So Jafza was the perfect place for us, and so we started shifting most of our warehousing from the different warehouses that we had, partly owned and partly rented, but we brought this whole operation then down to, or most of the operation, or the biggest part of the operation, down to Jafza. Now, Jafza also, because of receiving not only our goods, but all the other companies who were benefiting from the same benefits of being able to have a central warehouse for the region, Jafza started modernizing and automating their facilities, so that all this was easier. So all the goods which came in and which were being sold in the UAE went through customs in Jafza also already, and the goods which were to go to the other places stayed in the warehouses here until the right ships and the orders were there for them to be distributed around the Gulf. Now, we know also that Dubai, not only in its customs and transport facilities, but in many other ways, has progressed very fast, automated itself very fast, digitalized itself very fast, and therefore all these facilities and all these modern methods have been really incorporated and become very, very useful in Jafza. So Jafza has actually helped us speed and therefore economize on our warehousing, shipping, and facilitating the other things, such as the customs facilities and whatnot. If we compare the Jafza port and Jafza facilities, I can say that processing everything and clearing everything is done in a faster speed and efficiency at the Jafza port than perhaps anywhere else in the region. So we have had the facilities. These facilities in Jafza have helped us not with only importing, distributing, and selling, but also in processing very fast and helping very much more with even the most modern methods, especially when it comes down to e-commerce, etc. Because this now Dubai has become not only for us but for many companies the center also of all their e-commerce, because they can use the facilities here much faster, much better, and this is the name of the game today: faster and easier and more efficient. And being in Jafza with all the facilities that they offer has helped speed up business and in many ways economize also. So hats off and thanks to the Dubai and the UAE for making these most advanced facilities available to business here, in not only in the region but for all around the world. We know other things have developed out of Jafza. We know how DP World and other facilities have been created and are succeeding around the world. And I think Jafza plays a big role in this. And we can only say that it has helped us and improve and speed up our business as well. So thanks to Jafza.
You answered all